In our maths work today, we're going to be looking at the difference between regular and irregular polygons. So first of all, what is a polygon? Well, a polygon is any shape which has more than two sides. It has more than two sides. Poly means more than one. So it's got three or more sides. So I wonder if you can think of any shapes which might be polygons. We're also looking at shapes which are two-dimensional. They are flat. So we're only looking at flat shapes and they've got three sides or more. Now, what does regular and irregular mean? Well, if it's regular, it means all the sides are the same length and all the angles inside are the same size. If it's irregular, then all the sides are all different lengths. Let's have a look at some examples. Okay, just as an introduction to this, we've got some statements about polygons here, and based on what I've just told you, I wonder if you can put these in the right section. Are they true or are they false? So first one, polygons, they have 5 or more sides. Is that true or is it false? Is that what I said? They are made up of straight lines. Is that true or is it false? They are 3D shapes. They are 2D shapes. They are a closed shape. That means there are no gaps in them. All the lines join up. They can have curved sides. They include open shapes. I wonder what you think. Pause the video and have a think about where you would put these statements. Okay, well, I gave you some of the information when we first started this presentation, but not all of it. So I wonder what you've come up with. Let's have a look. Right, polygons, they're closed shapes. There are no gaps. You will know from your knowledge of two-dimensional shapes, we don't have open shapes. They're all closed. When you draw one, your pencil finishes where it started. They're made up of straight lines. Okay, I did say that all polygons have 3 or more sides. So we don't have any wibbly-wobbly shapes, no circles, nothing like that. Straight lines. And I did say they were two-dimensional. So false, well, if they're two-dimensional, it means it's false that they're 3D. We don't have open shapes. They can't have curved sides if they've got straight lines. They have 5 or more sides? No, well, I told you they were 3 or more sides. So I hope you got those right. Let's have a look at some examples of the questions you'll be coming across today. I wonder which of these you think are regular polygons. Well, they're all polygons because they've got 3 or more sides. Are they regular? Have a look at each shape carefully. Do you think all the sides are the same length? If you do, then they are regular. You might want to take a ruler and measure these very carefully to see if they are the same size. So pause this video, have a look at them and decide which ones, and it does say regular polygons, plural, so there's more than one. Decide which you think are the regular ones. Do that now. Okay, I wonder which ones you chose. Well, there are some that perhaps we can eliminate straight away. This shape here. I can clearly see that this side is much longer than this side. So that one's not regular. The length of the sides are not the same. I wonder which ones you decided. Let's have a look. Those are the regular ones. Now this one's a slightly tricky one because when you look at it, it does look like that might be the same length as that. But if you measure it with a ruler, as I asked you to do, you'll see that they are slightly different. But also, I did mention something else earlier on. I did say that the angles inside were the same as well. I wonder if you remembered me saying that. So if we have a look at this shape again, we can see that this angle here is different to this angle here. You might have thought that these sides are fairly close in size, and that might have tricked you into thinking it was regular. But this angle is different to this angle, so it's not regular. So do be careful with that one. Okay, what's the name of that shape? Identify the name. It's got 6 sides. What is a 6-sided 2D shape called? That's right, it's a hexagon. Okay, and I want you to measure the length of those sides. It does say use a protractor, but we're not going to do that today. Use a ruler, decide whether it's regular or irregular. Are all those sides the same length? That's what you're going to have to do on your sheet. I wonder what you think about this shape. Well, it is a hexagon and it is regular. They are all the same side. I think we've got a pretty good idea about that just by looking at that one. Let's look at the next one. Now the statement there says this is a regular octagon. True or false? Well, it's got 8 sides, so that does make it an octagon. It is an octagon. Is it regular though? Well, I'm looking at these sides and I can clearly see that that side is longer than that side. So I know straight away that is an irregular octagon. So the statement is false, right? And it's false because it's an irregular octagon. Now the last one. You might find this a little bit tricky. We're not using protractors today. This asks us to draw a regular pentagon. How many sides does a pentagon have? That's right, it is 5 sides. I want you to have a really good go at see if you can draw the shape that it asks you on your particular sheet to do. Don't worry if you can't get it quite right. But there will be a question on your sheet that also asks you to draw an irregular shape. And you'll find that one a lot easier because as long as it's got the right number of sides, so on this one, if I were to ask you to draw an irregular pentagon, you would draw me a 5-sided shape, but all the sides would be different lengths. It doesn't matter as long as it's got 5 sides, then it would be an irregular pentagon. So there will be a question on your sheet like that, and so you'll find that one much easier to do.